Viewers, hi, I'm back with the 24 books of 2024. I've not done one of these in ages. I've got a secondary book project on at the moment. Yeah, a lot of the last ones I actually recorded were actually done in 2023. This is one I'm actually now recording in 2024. So now last year, for the 23 books of 2023, I did a Judy Blume book, Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret. I did not know there was a film coming out when I did that review. I I like the film. I like the film. Now I've actually met Judy Blume. Judy Blume is cool. Okay, I grew up reading Judy Blume's novels because my teenage years were hell. It was hell. So her books read to me in a way that no other author did. I absolutely love her books. So I don't think she's ever written a bad novel. Some I like more than others, but I can't turn around again and say this book is bad by Judy Blume. It's not. So because every single book has something to say. Now, this is one of her books that actually came out the year I was born. Okay, um, Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing by Judy Blume. Now, also known as the Super Fudge series, or the Fudge series, or the Hatch series, or yes. So here you go, a little brother. Ugh. Starts. It's problems, problems every minute of the day. Peter believes he has the biggest problem in the shape of his little brother Fudge. Nothing's safe around Fudge unless it's nailed down to the floor. So when Pete wins a tiny green turtle as a prize, it's war. No way is Fudge going to get his hands on Dribble, the turtle. But Fudge is determined, and then disaster strikes. That's kind of a spoiler, by the way. Now, secondly, this book came out in the late 1970s, so I am going to be spoiling, and you know what? I don't care because this book has been out for decades. So if you don't know this story, you don't. What is wrong with you? Read this damn book. Doesn't matter how old you are. I mean, I've been reading this book when I was about 7. I'm now in my 40s, and guess what? I really, really enjoyed it. Okay, in how it opens. It's not even a long book, by the way. hmm The big winner. I won Dribble at Jimmy Fargo's birthday party. All the other kids got to take home goldfish in little plastic bags. I won him because I guessed there were 348 jelly beans in Miss Fargo's jar. There were 425. She told us later. Still, my guess was the closest. Peter Warren Hatcher is the big winner, Miss Fargo announced. At first I felt bad I didn't get a goldfish too. Jimmy handed me a glass bowl. Inside there was some water and 3 rocks. A tiny green turtle was sleeping on the biggest rock. All the other guys looked at the goldfish. I knew what they were thinking. They wished they could have tiny green turtles too. Now, this is a sign of how things have changed because now you do not. I remember, and actually, no, I do remember this. When I was 4, I got a goldfish at the fair. This was the early 1980s. I won a goldfish in a little bag. They gave it to me in a bag at the fair, the fun fair. They gave you prizes in plastic bags. They don't do that now. That's banned. That's totally banned. Given this kind of thing, giving away a goldfish as a prize is considered not cool. It's unethical. Very, very unethical. They're still animals. Now, I took care of my fish, by the way. I called him Lucky, and I had him for 5 years. I took care of him. I cleaned him. I had to fish him out and put him in a little bowl, and then clean out his tank and everything. So I had Lucky for many years. I took care of him. I actually remember getting him, and my parents weren't impressed. But what they're gonna do? They weren't gonna let me get rid of him because they actually were kind of bothered by the fact I won a goldfish, but they didn't want me to get rid of him in any unethical way. So kudos to my parents for that. So many people did not do that. I actually remember seeing dead goldfish right around. So that's a sign at the times you will not even do that now. Also, pets, turtles as pets. A lot of turtles now are protected species, and this kind of thing is really, really frowned upon. Giving away an animal as a prize, okay? Any shape or form, right? And in that time, okay, I've had goldfish, I've had hamsters, gerbils, and I've had dogs. Not cats, because most of my family are allergic to cats. I think cats are cool though. So Peter talks about his family, about how his mother takes care of everything, okay, as most mothers did at this time period, okay. And his father writes commercials, okay, right. My father spends a lot of time watching commercials on TV. That's because he's in the advertising business. These days, his favourite commercial is one about Juicio. He wrote it himself. And the president of the Juicio company liked it so much, he sent my father a whole crate of Juicio for our family to drink. So he writes commercials, creates commercials. So I wonder what he thought of advertising now, because advertising is bloody everywhere. Okay? But the biggest problem though for Peter is my 2-year brother Fudge Drexel Hatcher. He's 2 years old and everyone calls him Fudge. I feel sorry for him if he's going to grow up with a name like Fudge, but I don't say a word, it's none of my business. Fudge is always in my way. He messes up everything he sees. When he gets mad, he throws himself on the floor and screams and he kicks and he bangs his fist. The only thing I really like is when he's sleeping. Okay? My Fudge saw Dribble and said, "Ooh, see." And then I said, "That's my turtle, get it? Mine. You don't touch him." Right. Fudge says, "No touch," and he laughed like crazy. So, in my family, I'm the youngest, okay? There's Kay, who's 9 years older than me, Ty, who's 4, then Anna, 3 years older than me, then I'm the youngest, I'm the baby of the family. And it's interesting too, okay, because this reminds me a lot, the dynamic between, I guess, Kay, eldest by 9 years, and myself. Because now, it's also, okay, maybe it's just me, but I find this quite interesting dynamic because it wasn't meant to be such a big age gap in my family. My parents wanted 2 to 3 years between their children. That was the original plan. They had Kay, and then they didn't have any of the 5. They tried, and then they had 3 kids in 4 years. That's just how it happens. But when there's this big age gap between siblings, it's not just an age gap; it's a generational gap. Now Anna is 9 years older than me. Sorry, no, Anna's 3 years older than me. Kay is 9 years older than me. Okay, it's not an age gap; it's generational. Now imagine, okay. I was in the infants, okay? My sister was in secondary school. I was in secondary school. My sister was getting married, okay? That kind of thing. So, it's a big age gap. The year I graduated school was the year that my sister got married and had a son. So, it's a generational gap more than an age gap too. So, and it's different with parents as well because, and it's even a this game. Sorry, I have hay fever. Your first child you are more stricter with, okay? You're more stricter with your first child because you're a new parent, right? And my parents are quite young parents too, so they were stricter with Kay and they were with me, and even admit that because, hey, they've been doing it for so long. They fairness, no; reality, no. And the thing is, it's interesting, okay, because the way Peter sees Fudge. Now, I read this and I'm child free, but I have an abundance of nephews and nieces. The way Pete describes Fudge is just normal toddler behaviour. He talks about Fudge being the end of the world. And okay, Pete is 9, so he's in that kind of angsty period, and Fudge is a toddler. There's a generational gap now between these children of 7 years. It's too big. Hey, you imagine, okay, Fudge will be 10, Peter's going to be 17. Right. So, when Fudge is in high school or secondary school, Pete's going to be in college, or even graduated probably by this point. So, there's a generational gap now between these children. So, and also Fudge being a teenager, also one thing is this, now, reading a Judy Blume book as an adult, you see things from different perspectives. Now, Pete lives in a very, very nice home. And also, they have, hey, there must have been a fortune of medical bills, courtesy of Fudge. Is the fact is, okay, what parents have to go through for their families. And even, so Peter's father is the breadwinner. And Sonny Gay, his boss of the Juicio company, where he wrote this commercial for, wants to stay with the family for a day or two whilst they're in New York. Okay? And Fudge being Fudge causes a ruckus, Fudge throws a tantrum, okay, Fudge acts like a toddler, and in the end it's so bad, well, from the Juicio people's point of view, that they lose their account, okay? But, if you will. But I don't blame Fudge for that. I blame the adults in this, who have basically, Peter's father's got to dance to people's whims, to make sure he keeps an account for his firm. And the thing is also, now when I say things have changed since the 1970s, I definitely have. Some of the things that is so Judy Blume is so casual about in a book, because they were so casual back then, will never even happen in this day and age. Like, Fudge won't eat. Now, everyone knows who's dealt with a picky toddler, okay, or teenager. Yeah, teenager, okay, fine. They eat when they're hungry, okay? I remember once, okay, like, my nephew, okay, he was given it, he didn't want to eat his dinner, okay? And so I went, oh, that's fine, okay. Oh, you know what? I absolutely love mac and cheese. I absolutely hate mac and cheese. I picked up goes, cool, I'll have it. I'll have it instead. Oh, it looks yummy, 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 yummy. And the nephew was like, no, no, mine. And then he ate it. Sometimes you've got to do these tricks to get them to eat. But anyway, the mum takes him to several doctors to find out why Fudgy won't eat. And they're trying to make Fudge eat. Okay. And he eat when he's hungry. He's just been a toddler. Okay. And what Fudge dad does, okay, Warren does, is put Fudge in the bath, take the bowl and dump it on his head. You would not do that now to a child. You would not dump a bowl of cereal on a child's head, screaming, eat it or wear it, okay? But hey, Fudge, after that, Fudge starts to eat again. But you will not get away with that. You will not. And little things like this, okay, is things that people are so casual about as well. I mean, obviously, I've never been to New York. Okay, I would love to go to New York. If anyone out there would like to take pity on this review and think, oh, poor Jodie, she's never been to New York. Oh, we'd send her to New York. That'd be nice. I want to go to New Jersey as well. I want to visit Jamestown and Bob's Secret Stash. Okay, so anyway, so this bit here. We live near Central Park. Oh my God, Central Park? Well, actually, this was before New York kind of exploded. I mean, New York in the 70s and 80s wasn't particularly that great, if media taught me anything. On nice days, I like to play there after school. I'm allowed to walk over and play by myself as long as I'm going to be with friends. I don't be hanging around the park alone. For one thing, Jimmy Fargo has been mugged 3 times, twice for his bicycle, once for his money. I didn't have to give any to give the muggers. I've never been mugged, but sooner or later I probably will. My father's told me what to do. Give the muggers whatever they want and try not to get hit on the head. Right. Peter's 9 and knows this information. Just give them what they want. You're going to be mugged, just give them what they want. So casual about it. Now, yeah, you're going to go to Central Park, you're going to get mugged for your bike. Okay? And various things, okay, on the glorious war, okay, of sibling rivalry is the fact is, okay, that if you're the eldest, everything is your fault, okay? At one point, Fudge is at Central Park with his mum, and Sheila, also, she got her own book, always known as, Shelley, always known as Shelley the Great, okay? And she's watching Fudge, she agrees to watch Fudge. Fudge falls off a jungle gym and loses his 2 top teeth, but Pete gets to blame for this, even though it's actually Shelley's fault, or it's a concrete jungle gym. Now, I remember, when I was a kid growing up, okay, the playground was a death trap. The slides were metal, and they ruined your skin, okay? The slides were metal, okay? If you fell, you fell onto concrete. We had a climbing frame, it was massive, and if you fell off it, you hit concrete. Yeah. How any kid actually survived the playground is a miracle, okay? So, yeah. Growing up in the 80s, fun times. Right. So, oh, the roundabout. No matter roundabout, man, you flew off that damn thing. Okay, so, but Peter gets blamed, okay, and, for it, and he's for the angst, the absolute angst, okay, and he speaks to Dribble, okay, because Dribble's not like his confidant. My mother's the meanest mother in the whole world, I told my turtle. She loves Fudge more than me. Doesn't even love me anymore. Doesn't even like me. Maybe I'm not her real son. Maybe someone left me in a basket on her doorstep. My real mother's probably a beautiful princess. I bet she'd like to have me back. No one needs me around, that's for sure. So your mother, the princess, left you on a doorstep? Actually, I think that's the plot to Sonic Underground. Yeah. Yes, your mother, the... So, but anyway. Yes, I actually watched Sonic Underground, okay? So, that's like the voice of him. Anyway, okay? So also, when it comes to sibling things, it's also the things, okay, that as an elder sibling, you've got to do your useful, okay? Once again, the reverse psychology. When I go to the dentist, right, Fudge won't open his mouth. He's 2, he won't open his mouth. So, Peter's got to sit there whilst the dentist counts his teeth. One thing I found quite interesting as well is when Peter goes to the dentist, he only had an appointment the month before. Now, normally, parents will schedule their kids' appointments at the same time. Hey, just think like, you'll go to get your shoes at the same time, you go to the dentist at the same time. So, hey, here you go. Here you go. I'm just saying your brother can't open his mouth the way you do. Can so, Fudge said. No, Dr. Brown told him, you can't open your mouth near as good as Peter. Can so, see? Fudge opened his mouth. No, I'm sorry, Peter, Dr. Brown said. It's still not as good as Fudge. So Fudge opened his mouth really wide. Count teeth, he said. Count Fudge's teeth. Well, count! Fudge shouted. Well, Dr. Brown said, I guess since you're here, I might as well count your teeth. Fudge was like, yeah, just like Peter. It's interesting weird, okay, as well, because the thing is, when you're little, you can't idolise your older siblings. Now, I remember when Anna and Ty are 3 and 4 years older than me, so of course I went to play with them. And luckily, I actually did. My parents didn't really exclude me, came from their games because I was little, because I was 4, okay, and they were 7. So actually used me quite a bit as well to get stuff. So anyway, so Fudge idolizes Peter as the way an older sibling is, the way to a younger sibling, but the thing is, Peter just hates him. He just hates him. And when, after Fudge has destroyed Pete's poster board, okay, is bit here. Don't you see, Mum? I can't even do my homework without him messing up. It isn't fair. I wish he was never born. Never. I hate him. You don't hate him, Mum said. You just think you do. Don't tell me, I said. I mean it. I really can't stand that kid. Okay? Fudge, you're angry, Mother said. I know that. I don't blame you. Fudge had no right to touch your poster. I spanked him. You did? You really spanked him? Yes. Hard on his backside. No way would you get away with that now. No way. The same way, okay, how... The one thing I liked about this book is what we just see with the parents, that they're depicted as human. They make mistakes too. When Peter is upset because his mum has to go at him and Fudge loses his teeth and not Sheila, it's interesting that she actually comes in to apologise. She recognises that she's clearly forgotten. And one thing is this. Now, there is no indication what Peter is like as a child. But one thing I do know, okay, and I've seen this myself in action, is if you have a really, really good first kid, your second, it lures you into a false sense of security, and your second child is not. Okay? Your second child is not. Oh, I have 10 in total nephews and nieces. I've seen this in real time. Okay? So, but you never get away, okay, with spanking your child in any book written nowadays. No. Spanking's a no-no. And also is when Pete's mother goes away, she's unnamed in this book, by the way. I know she's got a name further along in one of the later books, but I can't actually remember it off the top of my head. Is Fudge's, so Warren Hatcher, the father, now has to take care of his family, and he doesn't do a good job of it. He's got no idea. Everything is, he loses Fudge in a cinema. He basically makes an omelette and it's bad. He uses way too many eggs. Fudge actually liked it, but it was inedible. So he struggles a lot with that. And then when he has to take his children to work, Um, Fudge is chosen to be the face of the Ride a Bike for the Toddler Bike, which is the campaign that Warren Hatcher is actually working on. Okay, and it's the same ultimatum. I actually felt really sorry, okay, for Warren in this moment because he doesn't want his child, okay, to be an actor. He doesn't want his child, okay, to be on in a commercial. But then you've got, okay, listen here, Hatcher. Mr. Vincent raised his voice. Either that kid rides my toddle bike or I take my account to another advertising agency. It's that simple. Right. So Fudge has to ride this thing. He has to ride his toddle bike. And of course, he doesn't do it first of all. Pete has to do it first. And then Fudge has to do it second time. And but the thing is, even with that, okay, Peter is thinking of himself. Okay, and he's angry that he didn't get a ride a toddler bike even though he's 9 and in the 4th grade. Right. I wish Fud had never been born. I thought everything good always happens to him. If he'd been born, I wish he could be 9 or 10 like me. Mr. Vincent wouldn't want him to be the one to ride a toddler bike in his commercial. Okay? From a point of view, Warren has had to do this to basically save his job. Peter's thinking of, oh yeah, of course, all good things happen to Fudge. I actually like that because it doesn't matter how old you are. If a sibling has something that you have or you want, you hate them. Okay? You absolutely hate them. So, yeah, I do understand. Right, so, hey, I'm the youngest. I mean, so, but I absolutely do understand, okay, when a sibling has something that you want, you absolutely want. And then, of course, the big thing happens, okay? Now, everyone knows what happens in this book. Hey, spoiler territory, on a book which came out 40 years ago. Fudge eats Dribble. Fudge eats the turtle. What possessed him is a mystery for the ages. He still eats him. Right. Here you go. Peter gets home to find out that Dribble jar is empty. And you mean that you put him in your mouth and chewed him up like this? Mum made him believe she was chewing. No, Fudge said. Of course you didn't. Is this a joke? She put Fudge down on the floor and gave me a look. No, Fudge Babs. No chew, no chew. Gulp. Gulp. All gone turtle. Down Fudge's tummy. Me and Mum stared at Fudge. You didn't. Did so? No. Yes. Yes. Yes, Fudge beamed. Oh, my mother moaned and picked up my brother. Oh no, my angel, my precious little baby. Oh no. Mother didn't stop to think about my turtle. She didn't stop to give Dribble a thought. She didn't stop to wonder how my turtle will likely be swallowed by my brother. Yeah, because it's not her baby to swallow the turtle. That's kind of dangerous, okay? And when she calls the ambulance, of course, now, first of all, eating a pet is not funny. No, it's not funny. And actually, it's apparently based on a true story that actually happened to someone, and that was credited to Judy Blume, and she put it in the book. She immortalised it for all time. Okay, here we go. For Larry, who's a combination of Peter and Fudge, and for Willie May, who told me about Dribble. This actually happened. Willie May told the story to Judy Blume, and she immortalised it for all time in Tales of 4th Grade Nothing. The thing is, she's panicking as a mother would panic. When your baby is sick, you panic, okay? You're worried, you're concerned. Everyone else thinks it's hilarious. And I don't know, it's a juxtaposition of a woman freaking out, which is, okay, bad to think, okay? But everyone thinking it's funny, while Peter is upset. These three things, it's kind of, you just shake your head, okay? Here we go. Right. Mum dialed the operator and cried, oh help, this is an emergency, my baby ate a turtle. Stop that laughing. Send an ambulance right away. Okay? Right. Tears are running down her face. She put Fudge down on the floor. I couldn't understand why she was so upset. Fudge seemed just fine. Right. And whilst Mum's panicking looking for blankets, Fudge is walking around happy. You know, he's fine. He's absolutely fine. And then when they finally get into the ambulance, Peter's there as well because obviously he's a minor, okay? And like, and Pete's kind of thinking this is cool. Hey, I'm in an ambulance. This is great, you know? Right, this bit here. Right, this kid is pretty healthy to me, the attendant said. He swallowed a turtle, my mother whispered. He did what? Ate my turtle, that's what. Mother covered her face with a hanky and started to cry. Hey, Jody, attendant called to the driver. Make it snappy. This one swallowed a turtle. I don't know why, but every time I read that, it always makes me laugh. It's just imagine it. You know, just this typical New York, okay? You know, mother panicking in the back of an ambulance, kid looking fine, he swallowed a turtle. 9-year-old boy upset because his brother's eating a turtle. And it's like, Joe, make it snappy. This one swallowed a turtle in a New York accent. Let's pick Brooklyn, okay? So that's not funny. It's funny. Okay, I'm twisted. So it turns out that they even see it on an X-ray, Dribble in Fudge's stomach. They can't get it out. So castor oil medication may need a surgery to evacuate the turtle the natural way. Yeah, why it's done due to being around a toddler's digestive system. There's no turtle, and Pete is upset. Okay, he's upset when Fudge comes out of hospital and Mother's giving him all the attention, as you do when a child's recovering. And Pete's sitting there upset because no one's giving any attention. It's his turtle that was eaten, by the way. But as a reward for being such a good sport when it went down, because Pete just internalized his misery. Okay, right. So Bob no longer had a turtle inside of him. I no longer had a turtle. I didn't like Fudge as much as I thought I did before the phone rang. Right. But the thing is, Peter gets a dog instead, which he calls Turtle, to commemorate his late turtle Dribble. That's the thing. Yeah, he gets a dog. Hey, I'm not sure what breed. Never really established. I hope it was a small dog because they live in an apartment in New York. So anyway, so I love this book. You know what? I remember reading this book when I was so young. When I was reading it again, I remember it always come back what I liked about this book. I just reading the book as an adult, a Judy Blume novel, you see things so differently. At the time, you think that, you know, Fudge is a brat. Fudge is a toddler. He's a baby. Okay? Stuff that he does is normal stuff, okay, that babies do. But Pete's point of view, of course, Fudge is the worst. It's a generational gap as well, within his siblings and anything else. So, yes, I absolutely adore this book. It's been turned into TV shows, films. It's an absolute classic. Okay, now I've ruined it, but I don't see how much ruining a book that's been out for 40 years. And Judy Blume was way ahead of her time when she talked about these kind of things, and things that she's so casual about. I mean, things you'd never get away with. Okay, but the fact is, at the time period, she was even willing to discuss sibling rivalry at this kind of level. It's actually a very, very kind of laid book, and I absolutely loved it. So, sign off here. Tell the book away nothing. 24 books of 2024.